Now, I guess why now is this a feasible thing? I mean, people have always talked about being on Mars for a long time. It's always been part of novels and literature and movies, speculating things like that. But why is it now that this seems like a real time that this has a real toehold about and become a reality?
I think the reason is because Bas got the idea how get the finances. So he saw the feasibility, and then he went to Paul Römer, I think was one of you, said, why don't you make it for television, people want to watch? And from my point of view is, I say, everybody looks at astronauts, somebody is selected, you don't even know, then he's up, he's back, and you have no clue what happened. We really want to make it transparent. We start from the beginning, through the selection and the training. We want to show the people how the people work together, how they overcome challenges, and the whole journey of them will be transparent for everybody, to live it with it, to learn from it, and so on. And this he found as a money revenue, and that's why it made it possible. So he said too, only when he found that out, there was a possibility to actually do it. He always wanted to do, but the finances were the biggest problem.
Now, you've had a chance to work with many different space agencies.
Mm-hmm.
So how are they similar and how are they different? Are any of them passionate about the idea of putting manned exploration on Mars, but it's just not a possibility financially for them? Or have many of them said, we're not worried about Mars as some sort of viable destination?
No, I think they would like to go, but they think they have to bring the people back. And that's why it's currently not possible. So, and the other thing is, you see, politics plays a big role. So if the Congress say, no, we don't want to put the money in it because we have other things we want to put the money in it, it doesn't happen. So why did we have, from my opinion, the first astronaut on the moon? Because the Russians started. It was just a competition between two countries, and that's what happened. I might even say if they wouldn't have done, we wouldn't be on the moon yet. So you see, politics plays a lot of roles and reasons in that, why the governments do it, some of them.
And I think many people would think, well, why not just go back to the moon and colonize the moon rather than going all the way to Mars? So much farther away, so much potential for something to go wrong. Why not the moon first and then go to Mars?
To be honest, it's easier to live on Mars than it is on moon. So it's further away, we can't come back, that's correct. But we don't have to bring everything. The moon, we have to bring everything there. Mars, we don't need to. So we want them, and this is one of our key goals, that they're independent as soon as possible from Earth. At first in food, so water and oxygen they have to be from the beginning, but in food, and then they make their own materials. They will have 3D printers, they can print anything they need from medical devices and so on. So we really want them independent as soon as possible. And they have the resources, water and oxygen, which is important. They can get it on Mars. You can't get that on the moon, that's one thing. And if you say we go to moon, not people are really interested. Too. So Mars is just, I think, far more exciting. We want to know what's there. Can we find something? Was life form there, and so on. And it's a big step to the next step into the galaxy and other star systems. Mars is the bigger one than the moon.
So now, in terms of NASA sending probes over there and they're doing exploration right there of Mars, how much are you working with NASA just in terms of data that they're collecting that might be able to help benefit your mission?
That's my technical question. You have to go really to Bas and Arno, because I'm really trying to split up between the human side and the technical side, that I don't mix in theirs and they don't mix in mine. I know they're working close together with Lockheed Martin, which is a provider for NASA in a lot of missions. And Paragon provides NASA too, so there is a connection. NASA, you have to see a little bit, is a government institution. And a lot of people don't understand. They hire contractors who do the job, and then they let the contractors go if the mission is finished. So it's not that the scientists are sitting in NASA bureaucracy, so you hire and then you sell. So most of them going back to Paragon and to Lockheed Martin and so on, or they hire them. So it's not really NASA is here the brain of the spaceflight.
Now, I guess when you try to separate the human and the technological, I mean, I guess, where do spacesuits fit in that? Is that more the technological side?
Spacesuits is currently done by Paragon. Okay. So we have a current contact with them and they're working on the spacesuits. However, I always say I keep my options open. So I have certain requirements I want the spacesuit to have from the medical point, and then there is from the engineering point and so on. But we'll see what new things are coming out. So different from agency where there's sometimes they have to take it here and there, the space that we really can take it from anywhere, any provider brings us, but they have to prove it's working. So I said anything you put on Mars have to be proved and tested here first. With our applicants, I want to test it out, really if it works or not. So that's one of the basic things.
Because I know MIT is working on that biosuit that they're doing right now. Where it's supposed to.
I heard about that.
Yes.
Yeah. So that sounds exciting. We will see. We will test it out. We say we have 10. That's what the 10 years ago too.
Yeah.
So when everything comes our way, we can test it out and see it's really working. And then we say, oh, MIT one is better than the other one. We take what's best for applicants.
Because I have to imagine, I mean, the traditional astronaut suits, a little bit more rigid, hard to move around in. You're going to a planet and staying there, you probably want to be able to give them as much freedom of movement as possible within a spacesuit, correct?
Yeah, so the current astronaut suit is like you're in a blown up sausage. That would be not fast. I mean, I said the scuba diving suits, the heavy ones, the big ones, where they're in deep in deep depths of the sea, they are far more mobile already because you can use your ankles. So more in that direction. But the amateur is promising as well as Paragon. We'll see what they bring, and they have a competition. I'm looking forward. I like a healthy competition where they really try to challenge the others. Who can bring the better product? And I think that's exciting. You get the best out of it in the end.
Which certainly, I guess, kind of ties back to the Russians and the Americans going to the moon, challenging each other. They're all
With
striving.
private company.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that's really looking forward to.
So now, do you need somebody challenging you guys to make sure that you guys are doing the best job possible getting ready to Mars?
Yeah, there came some things out. I mean, Tito wanted to go and so on, and I think they are not a competition to us. So I'm happy anybody who says he wants to fly around on Mars or whatever, would be exciting and awesome for us because we all can learn. So I was hoping Tito would have made the fly around because we could learn a lot from this data, and we can see if we can improve on that or we have to change something on that. I'm not sure if it really happens, sadly enough, but we really would be excited if somebody really would work on that too.